Hello Gemini, this is your reading for September of 2022. My name is Vickieverlie, and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. Don't be fooled by imposters. Okay, the decks we're going to be using for today is going to be the Crow Tarot for the initial Celtic cross. Then we're going to follow up with my Beast Mistress, not the Beast Mistress, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, the 3rd edition, the small one. And then we are going to pull a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards for your animal totem. If you're a level 2 Patreon subscriber, we're going to throw some additional cards from the Mini Rider-Waite Smith deck. Okay, so this is the reading for Gemini Sun, Rising, Moon, or anybody who has prominent Gemini in their chart. This is a big month because it's an Ingress month, so that means that the seasons are going to change. It's the cardinal Ingress month. So we'll be moving from Virgo into the sign of Libra. And with these seasonal shifts and changes, no matter what your sign is, we all feel it. It's a shift in the collective energy as we move in from one season into the next. And I am offering those Libra Ingress readings if you want to find out how it's going to affect you. It's basically a look at this time frame to the end of the year. So it'll be available only till the end of September, so you can check that out if you're interested. This is for Gemini Sun sign, Rising, Moon for the month of September 2022. Let's take a look. Queen of Swords, that's actually your card. Followed by the King of Cups. Then we have the Knight of Wands. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. Two of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Page of Swords. And then the final outcome is the Queen of Wands. I call it rods. They call it wands. Same thing. You say potato, I say potato. Or tomato and tomato, whatever. Quick note before we dive into the reading, we've got some court cards here, of course. Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands, King of Cups, Queen of Wands. So all these court cards, even though they represent as a queen, a knight, a king, there's gender assigned to them. There's no gender assigned in these readings, so it could apply to just about anybody here, okay? Alright, so Queen of Swords, this is you. This is the very first card. Whether you're male or female, this is the air sign energy. This represents you. So this is you, and then you're crossed by the King of Cups. So the King of Cups could be somebody that you're dealing with that there's some difficulty with. And some of you are trying to make a decision on whether to, should I stay or should I go now? If I stay, there will be trouble. My ring's hitting. And if I say it will be double. If you've never seen my readings, that's the guys come through with songs all the time. So that is just a little ditty. Should you stay or should you go? That is the question, apparently. There does seem to be some money associated with this. If some of you are waiting for some money, because this is in the past position, so this could be already on its way. Maybe you already know about it, but you're waiting to receive the payment. Sometimes this is some sort of an inheritance. You know, it could be, some of you might have money sitting somewhere in one of those, you know, lost funds or unclaimed funds deals, something like that. But there does seem to be some money. It's already in the zeitgeist. It's already in your field here, okay? But it's looking in the past, but I feel like it's still coming. But there's a tie to the past. And Wheel of Fortune. I mean, when you get Ten of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune, it can be some unexpected jackpot. I'm going to just put jackpot as your, because that came through really strong, the word jackpot. I mean, if some of you go to casinos or gamble, it could be something, you know, you could hit the jackpot, I guess. You've got a Knight of Wands coming in, and this is a more favorable energy here. This is a younger energy, and this is somebody who is excited about the future. They're moving into the future. They're leading the way. They're charging the way. And it almost reminds me of, if you look closely, that rod, the way it almost reminds me of a unicorn. But I feel like it's talking about, they're showing me it in that way as a unicorn because they want me to talk about the, you know, it could be a miracle. It could be that unicorn is that fictional thing that you thought could never happen, and then bam, it does happen. Seven of Pentacles, you're definitely going to be sitting on some money here. You're definitely, many of you may be sitting on a pile of money, and this isn't a tree, but this reminds me of like a cup or it reminded me of like a champagne glass. And really, when I think of the champagne glass, you think toasting on, I think toasting on New Year's Eve. So it could be, we might be looking even a little further down into New Year's Eve time frame, end of the year. Seven of Cups is here, so visualizing what you want. I feel like some of you are going to be coming into some money, and you're just like, well, I want to put so much into my house. I want to give some to my kids. I want to give some to charity. I want to get a new car. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you're just, you're looking at your options, and you're deciding where you're going to go next. Page of Swords is also here, so this is news coming in the time of air. Again, that Libra ingress will be moving us into the time of air, and it's occurring for most people to be on the 22nd of the month when the sun moves into Libra. So it's a little bit later in the month. Trying to make a decision. Final outcome for this portion of the spread is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Wands. And you can't help but notice this Leo stuff here. So you might be looking at a person who is a Leo. I can't help but notice this Leo stuff. Am I recording this? Are we still in the time of Leo? We are just barely in the time of Leo when I'm recording this. It's going to be changing in a day or two. But it could also tie in because we have this past stuff here. We might be looking at something that did start up back in the time of Leo. But really what grabs me too is just that crown. Like, you're going to be wearing that crown. You're going to be, again, she used the same graphic. I keep noticing this. It looks like it's the same lion as here it is. She just manipulated it a little different. Yeah. Well, I would too. If I were doing this type of a collage deck, I would definitely be reusing images over and over again. You do a library. That's how you do it. Like, you used to do that with animation. Oh, this card flew out. Queen of Swords. There's you. You flew out. Wow. But that's with animation I used to do. I would make object libraries, so this would be in, this lion, I'd have several lions and I'd use them again and again, in different situations. Okay, but let's get into what is up for. We were going to find you, but you came flying right out of there. So we're just going to throw a couple more rows from these cards and see. Ace of Rods. So that was the last reading, had the Ace of Rods. I was going to say, didn't you have that too? Okay, Knight of Cups. You got Knight and King of Cups here. Somebody from your past in the form of the Knight of Cups might be showing up. No, that's water sign energy. And then the rods, we have the Queen of Rods. And the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands or Knight of Rods is here twice too. But this cup energy, we are going to have a full moon in Pisces on the 10th of the month. And you got a 10 here too. So this came up in another reading too. But so it could be something popping around that 10th of the month because we've got that water sign energy here. But yes, this looks like somebody from the past coming back. Absolutely. Possibly a water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Possibly just maybe some emotional connection. Doesn't always have to hold 100% true to the, zoom in a tinge. Doesn't always have to, it's got to be a water sign. Because the cup energy, it's creativity, it's spirituality, it's love, definitely love and emotional stuff, okay? And you have this Ace of Rods, so there's a seed that you planted, maybe from the past, that could be coming around again here. There is some stress and, concern, and this person is showing up twice. I feel this person is favorable, though, in both the cases. I feel like, too, there could be, if you do come into inheritance, how they say, or hit the jackpot, so to speak, how that goes. People, their long-lost relatives all show up. Instead of the offer coming to you, this could be them like, hey, where's my, aren't you going to help me? So in those cases, you may want to keep it quiet. Maybe not do anything really, What's coming to mind is the movie with the gangsters, Ray Liotta, and Neil De Niro, and is it Wise Guys or? But when they score that big score and the guy shows up at the bar with the fur coat and, what are you doing? Get out of here. Don't let anybody know. I said no stuff. Don't buy any new stuff or whatever. That's what the guys were just showing me. So maybe, you take some time and figure out, and then, if you do have some money to go around and you are planning on gifting some people, you might just be like, well, listen, This is it. I've taken my time and thinking about this, and this is what I'm going to do. It's my money, and I'm going to give you some, and I'm going to set some up maybe for some kids' college funds or something, or trust funds, and this is what I'm going to do. And, anybody who's upset about that, then, we know how that goes, Were they really your friend, or were they just glomming onto you because they wanted to get the money out of you, And that happens. People, when there's a death, a lot of times, like, I've seen that in other family members, Somebody dies and there's an inheritance, and then they're all fighting, and, it can get really ugly, But you have a good mind, Gemini. You have a good mind, and you can work through this and figure this out in a fair and just way, is what the guides are coming through with. Yeah. Don't let anybody try to bully you or push you into investing in their idea or doing their thing, or even if you don't end up with a big wad of money. I hope you do, but everybody out there probably can't be true for everybody. So. So if this doesn't resonate, do check your sun rising or your moon or your other planets and stuff. But let's get your animal totem. Quick reminder again, don't forget about the Libra Ingress reading for a limited time. Very insightful. Turtle. Turtle is earth energy. Turtle is also, I think of turtle as money. Turtle is also your home, because they carry their home on their back. Gaia, Pachamama, Great Mother. Ancient remnant of a bygone era. Knowledge of the ancestors. Deliberate, slow, and steady movement. Yeah, so don't rush into anything. Fools rush in. But that thing about the ancestors, I feel like for some of you this is some sort of an inheritance from an ancestor, And it might be somebody that you really didn't even know, that well. The one time I got an inheritance, it was some person that none of us knew. It was some distant relative, like none of us knew. But there was so many, in my case, because there was so many people in the family that, I think I got $300 or something after it was all said and done. I don't know, $300 or $400 or something. But yeah, so it could be something like that where you really don't even know the person there. Because I keep looking at this card, and this looks like, doesn't it look like sort of like a figures? Especially this one to me. Every time I look over at it, it's like some figure that you can't, you can't really see the face or anything. But there's some, or maybe it's just some kind of benefactor. Maybe some of you will get some kind of grant or scholarship or, something like that. It doesn't, that's not the strongest vibe on this, though. It feels more like, because if you get a grant or scholarship, you have to account for that money. You can't just go giving your relatives, paying off your relatives and friends. If you get a scholarship, you have to say, well, I'm spending it on books and tuition and blah, blah, blah. All right, anyway, so that is the reading. Yeah, I almost said I recommend you watch it more than once, because that's what I always say in the personal readings. But it is helpful, because you're not really hearing everything the first time through. And I know that I have a couple favorite readers that I watch, and I will watch the readings more than once to make sure I really get it all in my head. But anyways, don't forget about the Libra Ingress. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all your support by liking, sharing. If you want my books, decks, art, I have all sorts of things where you can get a cool gift for yourself or someone else, and you can also help support me and in my endeavors here on YouTube. It's coming up on 10 years. I was the first tarot reader on here. February is going to be the 10-year anniversary of me doing the tarot readings on YouTube. So it's been it's been quite a journey. For all of you who have been with me the whole time, thank you so much. And for the new people, please do hit that subscribe button so that YouTube algorithm, lets people know. Coming up next is the Patreon peeps. If you want to get in on that, you can find out information. Everything's on my website, but it's also, I have extensive links listed in the video description, so do check that out. Have a great month, everybody. We'll see you again soon.